Hi, this is the True Blue Media, and today we have a great guest for you. His name is Stan Martin, and for us to keep on giving you nice interviews like this, I'd like you to like and subscribe to the channel. Without further ado, here is Mr. Stan Martin. Hey, Stan Wagwan.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Greetings, greetings. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
All right,
You know.
nice. So I'm just gonna ask a lot of questions here, Stan. My style is, I don't know you're from Adam, and this is how I'm gonna get to know another Mannings man, a
Yeah, man.
87 graduate. So, I just wanna be able to vibe with you, and thanks for taking the time out and spending some time with me. Yeah.
Yes, man.
All right. So, what part of Westmoreland are you from, sir?
I hail from a little town called Grangeville.
Grangeville. Is that like Bullstud, Fellasfield, or Grangeville,
Yeah, when you
Grangeville?
pass Bullstud, after you pass toll gate,
Uh huh.
you hit Bullstud and you reach Sterling. I'm from actually Sterling in Grangeville.
Okay. Hey, listen, man.
Yeah,
When you're on the True Blue Lounge, you can't just say green Jill. You have to tell us
yeah, yeah,
the ackee tree or the coconut tree or wherever you're there.
yeah,
So
man.
yeah, man, yeah, man, yeah, man.
Landmarks.
Okay, okay. So
Mm.
a typical day at Mannings. What is a bossy lunch for you? When you go to lunch, what are you eating?
Boy, back in them days, you know what I used to love? I used to love the patty and the cocoa bread. That was
Okay.
my favorite thing. We
Where
used to go down.
from? Where would you go?
We'd go down to Hurry Hurry.
Uh huh.
But that one spot under the plaza, I think that's the Inting Plaza across from
Anything?
Hurry Hurry.
Same, same,
That
same.
was my two favorite spots
All
for the
right, all
lunch.
right, all right.
Yeah, man.
And a poor day when the money short. I mean, I know if your money did short. I mean, I know if you're aristocrat or not. But when the money did short, how it stay?
Why? You'd have bunks out two cocoa bread without nothing, and
Okay,
juice and some juice to full and them thing them time there.
nice, nice. We used to do
Yeah,
the
man. I eat that.
dry bread, the dry bread and little butter.
Yeah, man, but the cocoa bread are nice here by themselves.
Yes, yes, yes,
Cocoa bread
yes.
them eat good by themselves, man, please. I with
Okay.
cheese in it instead of patty.
All right, cool, cool. So as a big man now, if you go to a restaurant, what is your drink of choice? What's your meal of choice?
Meal of choice. It depends on which restaurants. Some restaurants when I go, like if I'm in New York here, so if I go somewhere like the door, I love the curry goat and
Okay,
rice and
okay.
peas and stuff. Some other restaurants might be salmon. If it's like Simpsons and Atlantic. So yeah, man, run that place there.
Oh, so you have a palate, sir. A palate. So
Yes,
you
yes,
you know
yes.
good food. All right.
Yeah, man, yeah, man, yeah, man.
Hey,
Definitely.
enough of we come afar and we still a curry chicken back with the pan, but it's
Eh,
nice to see that you grow. What about drinks?
Drinks, honestly, I love I love natural juice. So if I could get the juice like natural juice like whether pineapple, watermelon, anything once natural, I prefer that. I blend it up sometimes myself.
No
So
alcohol, no alcohol.
no, I'm stay far from the alcohol.
So when you're stressed, how do you manage your stress?
No, just exercise, man, and play two ball, man. Bounce to around two ball and run some laps and thing. I just
Nice,
drop.
nice. You look like you do a lot of running then.
Yeah, man, yeah, man.
Yeah,
New York, so you have
yeah.
to fit concrete jungle.
All right.
Mm.
So Stan, give me a kind of pitch from when you graduated Mannings to where you are today as the big educator as you are, sir.
Well, let me see. I was class of '87. In my year, my fifth form class was a very, very talented class. People like Marlene Muller, who was in that same class. From what I remember from all the reunions, several lawyers in that class, several educators in that class. Too. When I came with the Mannings, I got through to go to GC Foster College, but I didn't really attend. I got through to go there, but then I migrated. I got through to go to America at the same time. So I ended up traveling way back in 1990. Then when I came to America, I went to college and I started playing college ball. And I was fortunate enough to land on a very good team. I was a walk on, and we won a championship that same year, New York Tech, City Tech. And from there I moved on to to another college, City College of New York in Harlem, and I would link up with. They had a whole dynasty going on even before I got there. So when I went there for the bachelors, so I had a 2 year degree. Went up there for the bachelors and very good team, very solid team. They were probably on the second years in a row. So I was fortunate enough to win championship at two different colleges, one at Tech, one at City. So
So
three,
so
two at City. Mm.
so why you talk so bossy?
Yeah,
Let me
man,
no no no
we
no
team is
no.
bossy, man.
Yeah yeah. So Mannings, did you play football in Mannings?
Yeah, man. When I came to Mannings 1982, I was very young and I came to Mannings when I was 10 years old.
Okay, what school
So
did
when
you
I came
come from? Grangeville
Green Hill
Primary?
Primary, Green
Oh,
Hill
man,
Primary.
I'm
So
surprised Primary had any ballers up there. Me think I just Yam
no,
and Kane on the
but
cut up.
no,
So
I wasn't playing football. That's the funny thing. When I left
okay,
Green Hill Primary, I was more into track. I was running a lot, but I wasn't going to meets. But I did
right.
skip grade 5. So when I reached fifth, what you call it, sixth grade, took the common entrance. That's what I had back then. Passed on my first try. Enter Mannings. 10 years old. I was 10 years old when I started Mannings.
So very bright.
Me not think me did bright, and I was me lucky.
Okay,
I was
okay.
bright enough, but I wouldn't see myself at the top. But I was fortunate enough when I came to Mannings. Pretty much the youngest kid in every class I've ever been in at Mannings. I met Mr. Brown, who was the PE teacher there, track coach, and he was running like the under 12 soccer team at the time. So I was playing under 12. Then at some point by second form I played under 13 and under 12 still. Then at some point I was playing under 16 and under 14. I kept in pretty much all the teams I played on at Mannings. Yeah, under 12, under 14, under 16, I kept in both of those teams. So I was ahead of Blacker. Like Blacker was there, came a little bit later than me. And we were in the same house, the Williams house.
Okay.
I remember that. Sean Rodney was in my house too. He was like the senior man in the house. And he was playing B Cup that time. So he kind of took me under his wing somewhat as a little youth. And I said, come baller. So
So being a footballer at Mannings, that must have made you a little bit of a celebrity, because the guys them that I play or I know played in the year that I would have graduated would have been 82. I'll know them a superstar.
I was like, yeah,
I'll
man.
know them a superstar. Daja, Gabby, Biggs and
Yeah,
all them man, them still a talk about the Elron Cup with them win. So I'm just saying,
yeah.
them man, yeah, a FA Cup them win. So
Them
okay,
thing they big, big thing.
yeah man, yeah
When
man.
speaking of Gabby, the first time when I was in primary school, I didn't know nothing about D-Cup. The first time I heard about D-Cup was when I went to Manning. So I said, let me stay away from first
Just a second there, the audio's just
D-Cup
messed up a while ago.
and Manning. Again,
All
yeah.
right, you
Them
told me
time,
Gabby, go on. The first
yeah,
match you went to.
yeah. The first match I ever watched at Manning's, the first B-Class Cup match I've ever seen was at Manning's, Received versus Manning's. That time, Gainer Blacks just kind of bust them time. Me I hear about the name like Gainer Blacks first man see the headband and him knee lift and thing come out there. Very good team too. And then we had Gabby. We had our ball of them too. We had Gabby and we had Silla.
The
We had
late Cecil
Passarella.
Pringle. Yeah.
Yeah. Most of the guys you mentioned, like from the Elron Cup, they were already playing B Cup at that time. But
Right, right.
then I'm a little younger, but I wasn't there for the Elron, but
You
from what
remember
I know,
Dodger as well?
unless you know him by a different name. But sometimes you have to know him at that time baller name.
Very slim youth. Play upon the wing.
Yeah, no wing. I remember Chris Green on that team. Creature was the goalkeeper. That was the 82 team,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
Casa Cup team. Christy, Christy, a tall, slim guy was playing wing back. Christy. I think
Okay.
Wesley Romans was on that team.
Me
We
no
used to
know
call
nobody
Roman
there.
nigga.
Was it a half decent team though? It was a good team.
It was a good team. It was
Okay,
a very
okay,
good team. I think Sean played all the Costa that year too.
okay,
I think
okay.
even Creature might have been all the Costa. And possibly still, I'm not sure. But we had a good team, but Rossi's was just this zone was very tough them time. Not
Yes,
like
yes,
no
yes.
way thing get water down a little bit now. Them time, every team good.
Yes, 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 yes,
Every team
yes.
dangerous. And man is not a good formidable opponent, but we did lose that game 3-1. That first, that I remember Chris Green scored a corner kick for Mannings. That was a goal that Mannings had. It was Chris Green from a guy from Fru.
Okay, okay.
And that was my first the Costa Cup game I've ever seen in my life. And funny thing, when I went to Champs that same year to run for Mannings, I saw Gainer Blocks. A lot of people didn't even realize Gainer Blocks are a drag. But I saw him running in the 200 against Bobby. We had Bobby, Ethan Bruce, said Scower. I don't know Scower real name. So Scower from Granger too. But we had a wicked 4-1. I was champs up at Monroe College. And I think we won. And I believe Gainer Blacks was in the 200. And them boy run left him, We boy them run left him. Bobby and Ethan Bruce it fast.
Right, right, right. That's
Man did it
good.
quick. And we had Lee Craft Tomlinson, who was running like 800. And I was a middle distance runner. Sprint string going into middle distance. So
It's amazing when I talk to so much Mannings people. They done so many different sports. It's like
yeah
everybody I know
man, yeah
everything.
man.
You try your hand at everything. Wow.
Everything they get drought and everything. Because I didn't even know I learned to play soccer when I was at Mannings because I never played on a team no way before Mannings. I came to try, but I was very disciplined. So I learned fast. And Mr. Brown was very strict, the coach.
Insane,
So I
insane.
learned to keep the ball simple, make the ball do the work, do all of those things. From there, so early. I learned the fundamentals first, but track was more natural for me at the time.
Cool,
I think
cool.
that, they're gone? Hmm.
No man, everything good, everything good.
Oh,
So Stan,
yeah.
tell me something. Have you have you done a job that you didn't like when you
Yeah,
since you
man.
leave school? Tell
I,
us about
I,
it,
I
man.
remember working in America here. I used to have a job named working at the UPS, United Parcel Service.
Yes.
I used to unload after 4 in the morning when I was in college. I used to work from like 4:30 in the morning till 8:30, and I used to unload and dock like 3 trailers by myself.
Wow.
That ain't no joke job. Hard work. That's the hardest physical labor I've done in my life. The man say you won't need gym when you do this work. And
Wow.
he was right. And I was there, made book and everything, made unit and everything. And after I leave it because I was falling asleep in my classes at college.
Insane, insane.
Once
So
college
you put
started,
yourself
yeah.
through college via your scholarships and they work what you're doing as well, yeah?
No, I never had scholarships in New York City. You get what you call Pell Grant, and
Yeah, pale
you
grant.
have TAP and Pell tuition assistant program.
Okay.
So once you're a New York City resident, you're able to tap into some of these monies as long as you're full time and you maintain a certain GPA. And
Sweet.
I was fortunate enough. I was on the dean's list when I was there too, so I had honors going
Hey,
through the system too. Yeah, go on good.
yeah, you're bright youth again. Yeah, talk about
Manning's
that
why them are
again.
go on good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Tell me a job that you enjoyed doing.
Well, I enjoy the one I'm doing now. I enjoyed a lot. I enjoyed teaching. I enjoy working with these because I love sports so much, and I love even to this day. I love sports the same way as when I played.
Right, right,
So
right.
I love track. I love soccer. I've always loved volleyball too. I coach a lot of volleyball in New York City, but at Mannings I played a little bit, but we didn't like compete against other schools. But I was decent at it when I was at Mannings too, but we just didn't have a chance to compete against other schools. So when I
Right, right.
started teaching, I learned how to coach even basketball. So I enjoy a lot doing physical education. I teach health, but I like doing the physical part more because I get to work with the youngsters. I get to see some of them go all the way to get scholarship. Some of them think back, like me, boss them, make them know so them have a talent. But they need to nurture and get focused, get the academic work done along with the talent that they have. And I've seen some of them through, some of them doctor now, lawyer now,
So
got full
the
scholarship. Yeah,
so the
that's what's
area
silly
that
to
you
me.
teach now, is it in a socio-economic, so what, middle class kind of area? Are the kids all one
Um,
race, or you mix races, mix nationalities, ethnicities?
right now it's mostly blacks, and the school that I'm in actually, proud to say, is a predominantly blacks children, and it's a high performing school. It's probably top eight. It was top eight in the state and in
Okay.
and we have the biggest DO in the entire America,
The
this
biggest
Department
what?
of Education. Department of
Department.
Education.
Okay. DOE. Okay.
Biggest, yeah,
Hey,
Department
you
of
have to
Education.
carefully
So,
use all them DOE for me, you know, cause
oh,
DOD, DOE, and all them. I'm just a
oh, if you don't mean
poor,
something
I'm just
else.
a poor little farmer from Piper's Corner.
Yeah, man.
You
So,
know,
so
so
me have some pitney, man, them brilliant. Some of them, go Harvard, they go all over the place.
that's nice to
Two
hear.
of them right now, I give another, tell you something. Two of my former students are working with me as teachers right now in my
Nice,
school.
nice,
Two of
nice.
them. And one was there before, one was in the high school downstairs also. So, we've seen a lot of the product, we've seen the end product. We've been fortunate enough to not to see. I mean, a lot. I've been to court and I've seen lawyers that I thought.
Wow. Hey, I hope you're at the right side of the dock when you say God court,
Yeah,
you know.
man, yeah, man, yeah, man. Like family courting, family courting.
Yeah. So
I
what
know
sort of
criminal.
hobbies have you got, Stan?
Come again?
What do you do in your spare time? What sort of hobbies do you have?
Spare time, I love to watch. I watch a lot of soccer. I
What's your team?
watch,
What's your team?
well, well, you might not like, but when it comes to World Cup soccer, you have to categorize it. When it comes to World Cup soccer,
Uh huh.
I'm a hardcore Germany fan. Always
Okay.
been. I love me Jamaica to still have to, Jamaica. I'm always gonna say Jamaica too, but aside from Jamaica,
Uh huh.
me not cheer for Brazil and Argentina, them team. Like Germany, me carry all the time.
Nice, nice. And when
But the thing
Germany
is,
gave Brazil that nice whooping, do you remember that?
oh God, man, nobody couldn't
Yeah.
talk to me them time.
I
Man.
loved. Honestly, I loved
They
it.
couldn't talk to me them time. Everybody hang out there. Nobody don't want to talk to me. Them avoid talking to me.
Yes. I thought
Come here,
that
make me
Brazil
happy.
was so arrogant. You remember they were
Yeah, man, I have to get
they
them
thought
gun up,
coming
man.
forward they were everything, and the more they came forward, they picked it up in the
Mm-hmm.
back of the
Yeah,
net.
man.
Nice.
Me happy. Me that game. I was so happy. Loud and proud on that game.
Club team,
I was I was one of the few Mannings when I was at Mannings.
Germany.
I love Mannings so much. They call me Stanley is Rumini guy.
Okay. Rumini
I
guy.
tell you this. If you ask a black or one of them man, they'll then be them man. The man they tell you said, yeah man, this a man I love. You see me went to America 1990, Germany win the World Cup, And some of them glad I wasn't in Jamaica.
Nice. Okay, you would make them hear about it.
Yeah, man.
So what about your club team?
Club team. Because I live in New York, I don't watch a lot of when I was young I used to watch a lot of Premier League.
Uh huh.
So there was I used to like Everton like in the 80s when it was Gary Lineker, um
Yes.
Gary Stevens. I just remember them play all them guys play
Yeah.
fine.
Gary Lineker was a big striker, man. Gary Lineker
Yeah,
was the
and
number
the right back,
one.
the right full back, yeah, Trevor Stevens and Gary Stevens. And I was a big
Okay.
Everton man. And then
Nice.
I like Liverpool too when John Barnes was there.
Yes.
But as I got older, when you come to America, things get so busy because I'm playing college ball and it's a lot of things moving pieces. The basketball, I have a basketball team.
Uh huh.
San Antonio Spurs.
Yep.
Tim Duncan was my that was my team. Popovich, Tim Duncan, Parker, them. I like that team. Maybe it's because it's made up a lot of foreigners. I love
Yep.
that team a lot. And I like the coaching, like Coach Popovich.
Don't talk
The
about
real
NFL
team.
and New York, okay? You don't NFL and New
I
York. You
don't I
don't
don't
talk
follow
about.
like the American football. I don't follow the American football. I follow track a lot. And
See.
Jamaica are my team when it comes to track. I cheer for USA too, but Jamaica are my team
Yeah.
when it comes to track. And what else which other team? I like the New York teams. What's the New York teams are up in it I follow? Like in the football, honestly, when you get to like I remember a couple of years ago when the Giants won. There was a big thing going on here. So I'll cheer for them when if they're all the way in the final. But year to year, I'm not somebody who follow the football that much. I follow MLS, Major League Soccer, because New York FC won 2 years ago. Our team
Yeah.
won.
I don't watch them things, man.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
it's
it
hard
got,
it's hard to watch. It's hard to watch inferior football, you know.
it got a lot better. A lot of people say about the ball fast and them man they move the ball move fast because when back in the early 1990s when the MLS started, you had a couple of the players used to go to England to like Tony Mayola left Metro Stars, which is not Red Bull. And I think he went to an English league team. A couple of them went over there. We sent Altuve over there too. That's all those other New York ball of them.
Yeah. All right, I'll
Yeah.
give you a little bit, but I will say this, man like Drogba and man like
Yeah, we do.
a couple of them when them man they really 40 odd year old all right, Zlatan, I for some reason I turned on my TV. I don't know how this happened. Zlatan, I play for some Californian team.
Yeah.
And I think they were down 3-love. I don't remember what it was. And he came on as a sub. The man finished out every he's retired out of the Premiership, everything he retired out of, and he played for MLS. And he came on as a sub, and I think the team was like 3-love down. And the
Yeah.
man scored about 3 goals in about
Don't he
15 to
play?
20 minutes. And I will never stop talking about the fact that the level was so bad that Zlatan, and don't get me wrong, he was a beautiful footballer, but he was close to 40 years old. And when I said he
Yeah, he
came
done
on,
long
he was
time.
a
A retirement
game
ball, him a
changer.
pension ball, him a play.
Yeah, yeah, he's a game changer, man. Game changer, you know. Yeah, man. So, as an educator, are you like an avid reader? Are there books that you like reading? Movies that you
No,
watch?
no.
No time for them thing there.
When once I finish college, I don't follow so much too much of them books so much. Cause my subject is more hands on. I write my own curriculum. I'm not like this English teacher who they have whatever pacing calendar and all these things. I
Right.
don't have to do those type of things. I create my own curriculum and they get approved. Then I
Nice,
teach it.
nice.
And if I'm doing it long enough, I don't even have to look at it. I know it out of my head. So it's easy for me. So I don't need to read. If I'm reading this, it must be something that I must like I'm forced to do. But I don't read that much, you know. I will listen. I will even listen to the audiobook. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, that's my one as well. I'm into the audiobooks.
Me, yeah, me play it in the car and listen to it like music. And no problem with that.
Stan, tell me about a highlight in your life, a time when things were really well for you, and how did you cope?
Couple highlights I could think of. About 1993, I received a very important award here in New York City. It's called the Athlete of the Year. That's for City University of New York, CUNY. So it's kind of based on your academic performance and your performance in your sport as a college player. So I was a recipient of that award. It's a big deal. And I remember meeting an older guy, black guy, who told me he was the first black person to win that award. He was the one who handed me mine. And he shook my hand, looked me in my face, and said, "It's very good to see more black folks winning this award." I remember that. And it was not, I played soccer, but it was for all sports. It wasn't just for soccer.
Right, right.
So if you played baseball, football, American football, basketball, it was a big deal. And that was one. I since I've been teaching also, I received a couple of awards back in 2017. One for that's my contribution as a teacher. I received a citation from the who's now the mayor, Eric Adams. He was the borough president then, Brooklyn borough president. So he gave me an award, and I think one of the senators, I'm trying to remember the senator's name, Kevin Kevin Parker, Senator Kevin Parker. I think he's Democrat.
Hey,
He gave me.
you worried me a while ago when you searched for that name there, because when I'm doing this podcast, and people going up in age, them start
He,
reach us. So I'm glad you got it in the end.
yeah,
That's
man, we
nice.
find it, man, we find it. Yeah,
Yeah,
man,
man.
they gave me awards for that when they came to the school because, like I said, our school is a standout school. Even right now, last year we topped the entire city in schools like our category. And it's a small school. It's only 300 and some kids in my school. So
Tell me about. Sorry, no, sorry, I interrupted you. Go on with your thoughts.
I was
Sorry.
going to say they have to test. The kids used to have to test. They used to have to test to come into that school, it's like a specialized test. But they actually changed that a couple of years back. So now we're getting kids who are even lower performers and we're moving them. Which is a lot of growth from the time they come in sixth grade. Our eighth graders do 11th grade work and ninth grade work, like region, Spanish. Same thing they take in high school. They're taking it at my school. When they walk out of my middle school, they have 13 high school credits, some of them already.
Wow, that's
So they
good.
finish high school fast. So it's a very good program we have going there. I mean, I just started about my soccer program last year. I haven't had that for a while and was very pleased. That's some very good ball. Even national players had kids in my school, from the Jamaican national players. One of
Okay.
them, yeah.
Tell me about a low point in your life, and more importantly for me, in this low point, how did you overcome it?
Um, a low point in my life, I would say, is when my grandmother had passed away in Jamaica. But I grew with her since I was a little kid. And I was trying to go back for the funeral. And I was also like in court at the time,
Mm-hmm.
navigating my way through the system for my children, custody thing going on. And they wouldn't let me leave the country with my children because of the trial.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't travel back to the funeral. I could have went, but I would have to go by myself,
You
which
know
I didn't want to
what you should have done was show them Granger and says, "You think I'm coming? You think I'm really not gonna come back?"
do.
I found me no want nobody from Granger vex with me. No, no, Granger is a
Oh
beautiful
God.
place. Beautiful place.
Granger get bad now, but Granger used to be nice. Granger used to be very nice back then. The Granger I grew up in, no Granger a bad place, man. You say
Yeah,
Granger like, yeah, it's a jungle, fever, that they place. Because Granger name in a song now.
yeah. My grandmother came from
Yeah, oh,
Geneva. You know Geneva?
okay, I know Geneva.
So when you pass the police station, a little bit on the left, there was a little road, and there was like a
Yeah, man.
pond, and there was a big pond over there as well, on the
Yeah.
right hand side on that Geneva road. And I remember spending great summers there because that's where the parents used to dump you off, with your grandmother.
Mm,
So I know Geneva pretty well. And there was a little Coney Island I used to go to
yeah. Christmas time, I think it's a go
Christmas
on.
time. Yeah, I can't remember.
Mm,
I think it was Tutu Grant's Coney Island. My friend Fitz Grant's father. I think that's how the story goes. But please, anybody who know this story, put it in the comments. So
I know the Pony Island, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure who owned it, but I used to go there.
right, right, right. Or
Mm.
maybe a whole heap of people every year, a different person. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know, but it's nice. It's a nice vibe down the south. That was a nice. That was a spot. Christmas time.
Yep.
That was
Yeah
one of the
man, yeah
main
man.
spots.
Crown and Anchor and all them thing there,
Yeah,
music a
man.
play and
Nice
everything.
music, a
Yeah,
beat, and
yeah.
vibe just
You
nice.
get some
It's still
irritated
till at
water.
5, 6 o'clock a morning time.
Yep, yep, yep.
Mhm.
Stan, are you a religious man, and how does religion help you in your life, sir?
Well, I grew up in a religious family. Let me start with that. I went to church every Sunday, Sunday school, all of these things. I did all of those things. But as I got older, I started to learn a lot of things on the way they seem to be. So, you know, I'm a woke man, as they say in New York. You woke, you start finding some things. You move the cat over here, you just start seeing a lot of things. So at this point, I believe in, how can I put it? The creator, but there's a lot of things even in the book, the whole book that I have to question. And I think there are things in it that are just used to manipulate people. That's just my position on that.
As a Jamaican, it's very ballsy for you to come out and
Yeah, man.
because we were
But me not afraid of that.
we grown up a certain way, we grew up,
Mhm.
very restrictive,
Yeah.
um, when it comes to religion and faith. So it's nice that you said there's a creator, and if I believe that if you talk to a lot of people, it's what you call that person. If you want to call it God, you want to call it the creator. For
Mhm.
me, I don't know about their existence. All I can say is I bow down to whatever it is, but nobody's
Yeah.
going to come and tell me what it is. I don't know what it
Mhm.
is, but another man like me isn't going to come and tell me what it is. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right, right.
Yeah,
Yes,
so,
yes.
well, I bow down to it, and
Mhm.
it's whatever's going on is some serious stuff.
Yeah, man.
Cremation or burial?
Honestly, I never gave it a thought. I might probably not take the cremation, because just in case if you go to revival or later on.
Yeah, but if them revive you, how old you be now?
I'm 53. I just turned 53 yesterday.
Right. So if they revive you, don't want the old body. They want the 21-year-old body. That you
Well,
want.
if they can keep whatever they can rekindle out of it.
Yeah.
I don't want to burn it out and ashes it out. I worship it, I go ahead twice.
Oh boy. So when we die, what do you think happens to us?
Boy, that's a mystery. I just think we just go into another realm. That's what I think. As we go into another realm, and we don't have access to that realm right now. And until you go on the other side, you don't get access to that. That's what I believe that.
I talk to when I talk to people, I always find it very interesting because everybody's got their own spin. I don't think there's no right wrong answer because nobody know tell me how it's steer, or what's
Mm,
going on. So you just have to You just have to say, I mean, have you wrapped your head around death and what it means? Or is it still, does it still scare the bejesus out of you?
But it's just that thing. It's just part of, to me, it's just part of the process of the life, and we exist in this realm we're in. We exist in it for a certain time, and then we move on to a different state of being, probably. And while we're here, we encompass this vessel or this avatar, and we live through and we move on. I mean, there are people who are saying they reincarnate. I don't know,
What have
but
you
I don't.
learned? Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
What have you learned about yourself as you mature?
I learned that I had to relearn about a lot of things as I got older. God, even when I finished college, a lot of things I'm knowing now is what after I finish even my master's degree. I'm learning about a lot of things that I thought was a certain way. Then I came to realize it was not. I'm digging deep into certain things and I'm realizing, you know, that's a trick I go on to, So
You know,
you start to figure out certain things.
so lovely to hear that you've gone. So you've done your masters, and we come from a very proud academic Jamaicans. Are, sometimes you do your masters, somebody will say, "Hey, you're not going to do your PhD." That's
Awesome.
where we come from. We're from that. We're from those
Yeah,
performance. But
I've
don't
been
you?
asked that too.
Yeah. Don't you ever wonder sometimes that I understand that academia can be the gateway for maybe comfortable living and earning potential, but what do you think it does for people that what do you think it does for people that may not have peaked? So there may be someone that you went to school with, and they may not have peaked at 14 or 15. They may not have been able to pass 5 O levels and 2 A levels or whatever. But yet, at maybe 23, 24, they went to a community college and so I believe everybody gets to where they need to be in the end. What do you feel about that? Or you think the child should be sharp from morning, you beat him for
Mhm.
learning book from morning?
No, sir. Same thing what you just said. I believe that people peak at different times in life. When I was in high school, even at Mannings, I was an average student. I wasn't as focused academically. I did love sports, but I wasn't as focused academically. I should have been. It
Right.
was when I got to New York and I started college. Even math, I was not good at math, but I got very good at math when I went to college. I got very good at math. So I've buckled on and realized, this is it. This is life. So you put in everything, and I try not to owe a lot of money. Because, like I said, college, you can't come with a college and owe $200,000 if you're not careful in America.
No, serious
So,
thing, serious thing.
yeah, man, say that is a game. The game is played. You have to know how to play the game. You can't. A lot of people I went to college with, for instance, they picked a major, then they switched the major again, then they switch it again, then they owe and
Pure
hold up
money.
money. And some of
Pure
them
money.
still know. Some of them still haven't finished.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I
But
know people who dropped out and went own their own business, own running buses on the road and just start the business. And they dropped out of college. So that is a lot of the most richest people in the world. Some of these talented people dropped out of college too. You know.
and still I
So
eat a food. And still I
and
eat a food.
I might eat a food, I might eat whole heap of food.
And don't have the debt that we may have.
Yeah.
It's funny when I never when I finished my O's and A's, I never had, because I went back to England. I never had any sort of ambition to do further education. It came to me via an apprenticeship and the job sending you to college to do your HNC, your HND, then your bachelor's. You know what I mean? But it
Yes.
was it was a dem I send me go to school, and it was a day off. It was a sandwich course, 6 months off, 6 months on. So it worked
Mhm.
out for me. But the way it is now, if you got kids, if you have all 3, 4 kids and they're
Yeah,
mediocre, me
man.
not talk about Brad Pitt will get scholarship. You're not trouble because you'll
Mhm.
feel it in your pocket.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
College is a big business in America.
Yes, yes,
Big
yes.
business, big box
Especially,
business.
especially in New York there. Hey, when you think of academics, do you actually look at it as a bit of a hustle?
Yes. Even when I'm teaching, funny you say that. Even when I'm teaching, even now, I go off script a lot of times, and there's a reason with the kids that I'm in front that are in front of me. I start talking to them about the stock market. I start talking to them about things in life, things that matter more in life than not knowing which ship came to the Caribbean and from way back when and all this stuff. Hey, you know to balance your tax. You know to do all these type of things. You know to file your tax. You know how to what to look for if you're investing in the stock market. I start talking all kind of things to them. Instead of buying all these Jordan, buy some Nike stock.
Yes,
I
yes.
start having these conversations with them, and they're listening. You know,
Smart kids,
because
smart kids.
I think a lot of these it's like indoctrination taking place a lot. Because a lot of what we need to know, or the kids need to know, I don't think it's being taught in the school. That's why I feel, and I'm in this system for a long time. But I think there's good in it still, but I still think it could do way better. I think the kids that are coming through the system being indoctrinated to go work for somebody else. They're not teaching them to come out and start their own businesses. It's not preparing them like that. That's for the rich kids. That's for Trump kids and the kind of people kids. They go to different type of schools to learn these type of things. Or to come manage you with your education. Yeah.
If you were to go back and talk to a young Stan Martin, what would you say to him? A 15, 16-year-old youth.
Well, believe it or not, when I was 16, I was out of high school already. I graduated when I was 15. So when I
Wow.
was 15, I was kind of lost. I came out of high school trying to get a job, couldn't get one. Everybody say you're too young. I got a letter from his car. God bless her. At Mannings, like a what you call it, a recommendation letter. And I'm walking around the whole of Savile and place. I try to get a job and can't get none. Then I went to Kingston and I started playing football at the police academy. I lived at the police academy. My father was a police. So I realized they had a team. So I started playing ball. And I ended up playing for them. Even though I wasn't a police, I was playing for them. So, but I didn't,
So
I
so
never worked in
so
Jamaica.
so would you so you wouldn't go back and encourage yourself to be patient
Um,
or
for me, how can I put it? I probably would have paid attention more to the academic stuff while I was at Mannings. I would have paid more attention at that time than I for me started later on. But maybe because of my age too. I wasn't as mature, you know. Like when I was 17, 18, I was focused by then. But I could have been in high school at the same time too.
right?
Yeah, but I just left school I started very young and I left very young. So I was still a kid. I didn't know much about life yet. So and I used to think about me, I was writing still. Even as a kid, I was writing songs. I kind of love songwriting. I was writing songs
Wait,
as
wait,
a
wait.
little
I know why
youth.
you're going to that what part there too. A couple more questions because we have to go down. I may take you down a road, not the road where you want to go. I'm going to
Yeah,
road
yeah.
Roger Road. My OCD, ADHD, ABCDEF Roger Road.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so how do you manage your mental health right now?
Um, it's when you work in the type of job that I work in, dealing with the kids and the system that I work in to deal with that type of system and the kids at the same time. You become numb to a point where you don't make certain things even bother you. So I am well equipped, I would say mentally tough to deal with a lot of things. Even I could tell you this, even when the COVID thing came down, New York. Remember New York had it bad enough.
Yes, yes.
And I was moving around. That's kind of when I became more woke. I was doing things for myself. Thank you, knock on wood, never had COVID. Nobody knows ever had it. And I I learned to be tough. I realized that I see a lot of people were dying. One of my friends from Granger died, who was a nurse here in New York. I said, wow, when he died, I said, oh man, he kind of hit home. But this is the first time somebody that I really, really know passed away from it. I said, wow. And they had us running scared, thinking that you have to blow off yourself when you come in your house with hot heat and with air blow and all that thing. We do all kind of things that time, you know. 'Cause that's what they have us believing. When you come in your house, it's like you just come out of one of them, what they
Sauna,
place.
something like that.
There's a place in, I think in Russia, one of them place. There was like a town with them, there was a bomb there at some point, and now
Oh,
it's,
oh, okay, yes, 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 yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Like atomic bomb, yeah,
Yeah, you come into one of them places and people.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
how we used to. That's how we used to live in New York for a little while. And massive, massive. Like you took off your mask, you feel you're dead if you don't have on the mask. Then I started to pay attention more and more, and I said, "Oh, wait a minute! If they're telling me 6 feet social distance, if I'm hearing them say the things stay in the air like certain amount of time. I think they said 10 to 15 minutes or whatever they said. Then I'm thinking they have markers on the ground outside, like the pharmacy. And then one person move from one spot to the next spot, then to the next marker, to the next marker. Then I said, if that person does cough or have it, and you walk into the next person's spot, I mean, you know how you not catch it. Some boy is not true.
yeah.
I trick them, but still,
Yeah,
start.
we realized it was all a farce after a while,
Yeah, man,
Or
I trick them, man. So realize you get militant, you know?
so,
Yeah.
Stan, when you go into your car, what is the music that's on rotation in your car now?
Well,
Who you listening to?
I'm a person who listen to all kind of music, and I don't know if I know anybody with more music on their phone than me. I have gigabytes, lots of it.
What did you just finish listening to? So if I was to say what, like if you ask me when we just
I'm listening to a Buju. I was listening to a Buju collection that I put together myself,
okay, okay,
like 160 songs
wow,
on that one collection.
nice, nice, nice.
Bad
Okay,
collection too. So I do collection for artists. When I look at an artist, a reggae artist, any type of artist, once a greatest hits them, I call it a greatest hits them. I make up my own greatest hits of them. I don't wait for the record label to do it. Once I do it, and then I could listen to the artist and say, this is the one, our bad artist is. I'm on track number 40. No, I'm on track number 60, and these are top 10 songs I play same way.
wow.
So like a Buju Bantan, I have whole heap of hits when I'm listening to it, and I'm listening to them out of hits. And I said, well, I remember some of these hits to memory lane back in the early 1990s too. As I'm listening to them and I'm driving, it give me that type of vibe. What was I doing back in that time? I could go to like a artist like Kenny Rogers. And I have his collection big set. I could go to a Dolly Parton. I could go to James Ingram, a Luther Vandross, a Michael Jackson, a Bee Gees.
Yeah, be real music, man.
Yeah, man, I know music, man.
What do you think
I
of
listen to everything.
Bushman?
Bushman is a good artist, man. Bushman is a very good artist. I met him when he just started his career, and he just did on call lyrics.
I like him. I like Egyptian, them kind of roots kind of
Yeah,
guys.
man. I have my days when I listen to the Roots, and I have my days when I listen to the more ragamuffin artists, them. And some days I'm just in a mellow mood. I might
I'm
just
trying.
listen to
I'm trying to
something.
figure you out. But I'm figure you out. What about the youth Skilly Bangs? Skilly
It's
Bang.
gonna
Someone like
be
Skilly Bang. You listen to
hard.
him?
It's to figure me out. I've been listening to everybody.
Someone
Who?
like Skilly Bang.
Skilly Ben?
Watch
Let me
it.
say the
Yes.
new artist here now. Me not too. Me not greatest to Skilly Ben yet. Let me put it that way.
Okay. All right.
Him too early. Him have enough. Him catalog not big enough yet, so me greatest hits him. But I
Bounty
did. Let me see.
Beanie.
Yeah, man. Of course, Bounty and Beanie. I have
And which
Shaggy. I
one
have Sean
first?
Paul. I have. I have Busy Signal too. I have
Busy Signal
Elephant
Bad.
Man too. I have Sanchez. I have a lot of singers too. Barry Salmon. My Barry's collection. I didn't think Barry's collection bad like mine. Maybe challenge him day.
Wow.
I
Wow.
have some hits of Barry's story, and I remember saying to some of them. So I have some really, really good collection. Some real, even Bob Marley. My Bob Marley collection heavy too.
So where do you find time to listen to all of these
But I
hits?
take a lot of road trips.
Okay.
I drive. I love going. I take my family all over. I've even driven to Florida from New York and back.
Wow. Wow.
So that's over 1,000 miles. So I go to the Poconos, and my collection has been building for a long time too. So It's not something. If I go to a new phone, that phone has to be able to hold the catalog for me to go to that phone. I'm dealing with terabytes. So when it comes to memory and phone, I'm dealing with terabytes.
So you have to buy the expensive phone.
Yeah, man. Stone love. We have problem with me, man. Stone love and them. Stone love have problem with me, man. I don't joke.
Nice, nice.
Me have holy
So
passage.
if you had the opportunity to, yeah,
What is holy passage?
if you had the opportunity
Yeah, man.
to meet someone, living or dead, who would you choose? Give me a couple people, two
You mean
people,
like a artist or
anybody,
a
artist,
artist?
important person, just anybody that was impactful
Uh,
in your life. You feel?
who would it be? You know what? I would have liked to have met my grandfather because he died before I was born.
Nice, nice,
I've
nice.
never even seen a picture of my grandfather ever. My
Wow.
father's father. I would say I've always wondered. I don't know that side of the family too much because I only remember one aunt with the Martin last name and everybody else. My grandmother remarried, so I'm more familiar with those younger side of the family. But the original Martin kids, I never knew. I
Isn't
never
there
seen seen a
Martin?
picture of my father.
Isn't there Chris Martin was sing tune?
Yeah, the Chris Martin who sing, and
Okay,
there's a Christopher Martin from Mannings too.
okay, okay.
Yeah,
Una relative?
matter of fact, we had two Chris Martin and Mannings.
Una family?
You know, I think the one from Burns, whenever might be related, Barge. We used to call him Barge. It was with Bobby, them, Gerard Stewart, them
Okay,
from Burns. When I think, and he had a little brother named Dean Martin. And funny thing, at home they call me Dean.
okay.
That's my pet name at home. But yeah, Barge, I think we were related somewhat. I never got deep in it, but I think we might be related. And some relative in Townhead.
Same,
I have some
same, same.
relative in Townhead. I had a grand aunt in Townhead too. And
Right, right.
I think he's from that side. I was told
When,
we're kind of related.
hey Stan, when you think of the future, are you hopeful?
Um, yeah, I mean, I see people worried about what's happening to the planet and this and that and electric cars and that. I think the planet will be fine. I think we'll be fine. We'll be here long after long after us. I think the planet takes care of itself. That's what I think. And I think life will always find a way to continue.
And
Whatever happens, life will find a way.
so you don't worry for your kids then. You think everything will work out.
I mean, all I could try to do is prepare them the best way I can for whatever I anticipate coming their way. I
What?
sit and talk to them about things about life on the street. So the street getting more serious now. New York City getting really serious now. Things you have a shooting them almost every week. So I teach them how to be militant when they come out of the house. Because my kids live a very sheltered life. They don't take public transportation. Then they never have to do like me. Me a park cane truck, a
Right, right.
football game and all that. So they didn't have to do those type of things. But I tell them when you come outside, have to be vigilant and pay attention to your surrounding. They try to stay one step ahead of what could possibly happen. And that's just some of the things. Like my daughter would go online, for instance, and go on like Snapchat and all these things, but and talk to friends. And then if she tell me she want to be a dentist, and I say, well, how come you're not watching any videos of dental surgery? If I was When I was at Mannings, if I had these smartphones that you guys have right now, I would have been paying attention to whatever I want to become.
Right, right, right.
I'd be watching people who are already good at it. And if the how to videos, how to do this and that, that's what I would be watching. But they're paying attention to little silly videos that don't when whatever they're watching not adding much to them than entertainment to some degree, and that's about it. But I'm trying to also teach them to, hey, entertain yourself, but there's a lot more going on out there that you need to pay attention to. Whatever you wanna become, you should be driving towards that goal from even this early. And remember that once you get to the finish line, you have your whatever credentials to go do with that job. There are gonna be other people who also have that credential. Who's gonna get hired? What's gonna be the tipping point for them to hire you above that person? I gotta get to start thinking. Life is a competition, and
Stan,
if
I got a
I
question for you.
yeah,
It's gonna get you going though, you know. So do you remember fifth form well?
I don't think so. It depends on what you ask me. It depends on what you ask me.
Name five girls that you went to school with in fifth form in your last fifth form class. Just five. First five that come to the
Right.
mind.
Marley Mallow was in my class. Pauline Brown, Cynthia Richards, Celia Lynch, Camille, Camille Tomlinson was in my class.
Okay. All
That's
right. This was,
easy.
did you? So, with that said, did you ever have any crushes at school? Or I mean, we all did, but you did.
Yeah, man, of course, man. We have crush, man. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Have
But
you
we don't want to get
seen any
yourself
of
in
these
trouble.
crushes? Have you ever seen? Oh, okay, okay.
Hmm?
Next question. All right, let me pivot. Let me pivot again. So I noticed you listen to a lot of music and all kinds of music. So can you play an instrument? Do you sing? What do you do?
I don't. I took like piano 101, but I'm not knowing good enough to play as musical accompaniment for myself. I used to buy a lot of karaoke tracks. I use the tracks, and then I sing. So my instrument is my voice. I've done background vocals a lot also for a lot of people.
Tell us. Hey,
So
tell us about it.
yeah, so my music kind of I was doing a lot of songwriting as a little kid, but I didn't have anybody around me who was mm, pushing music when I was in grade school. I went to church. I sang on the junior choir. I acted in a couple church plays. But I always have my little book, my little secret book. I used to write love songs. I used to listen to a lot of Ear Supplies and all them artists there, them group there. So I used to sit and I write a lot of love songs, but I don't share it to nobody. So when I came to America, I brought the book with me, and then I started to read about this big book called "Everything You Need to Know About the Music Industry." That's what it's called. Everything you need to know about the music industry. I recommend it for anyone. I forgot what volume it was, but it still exists to this day. And I realized, okay, you should copyright your song. So I sent some songs to Library of Congress, and I started copywriting my work. I started learning about publishing and all those things. Like I knew these things even before I got my foot in the business. Then I ran into my uncle, who is Chuck Turner, one of Johnny's artists. So he was right, in New York when I came here, and I was
Let me
around
know
him.
what is Chuck Turner's big song.
Well, he man turn sound like I need you,
No,
and
no, no. You
the
can't
cat.
just say I need you. You as a singer, you have to can hold two notes and make people hear and say, "Oh, me know that song there."
I feel sorry that man. And the cat power rhythm. You remember the song with Young Girl, where you saw Lieutenant Stitchy
Yep. Uh huh.
and a
Yeah.
champion bubble. Well, if I hits on that rhythm.
Okay. Okay. That was
And
his
Chuck
rhythm.
Turner had one of the biggest singer song hits on that rhythm.
Okay.
I need you. Big, big tune.
What do I have to try and listen hear it now when you're gone?
Eh?
You can't give me two bar off anyway. Sure.
Eh,
Well, may I tell you?
uh, oh, so they can't sing like him in a theme style,
All right. All right.
I can do without you. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, I can take a woman or leave her
I know
alone.
that song.
You know that song?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Song like Tears. Run
Yeah.
Around Girl.
Yeah. So
Not
those
sing.
were big dancehall singers. So when I
Come on.
remember that was like a jammies. When you go to a jammies session, that would be either on a dub plate or something like that. Like if I was in
Yeah,
England
man.
and
Yeah.
jammies came over, that would be a big dub plate. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. I
About
remember that.
87, 87, 88 them
Yeah, yeah,
time.
yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Them time they were there in London and jammies was big,
Yeah.
big, 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 big.
So
Wow, wow,
he's
wow.
the one who kind of took me. He's the one who took me and said, "Hey," because I was playing football. I came here. I was already playing. When I left Jamaica and my mother said fly. I was in the middle of semi-final for the Westmoreland League
Wow.
and captain a team, little team with that Grange named Unique Strikers, Division 2 trying to get to Division 1 where Exodus then was. So when I came here, he said, "Yo, I'm play for play ball, I sing if you sing, Good fight. Sing if you sing." And
That's
he
nice.
came in the room and said, "Sing something," and we did a move on with music. And next thing you know, we start follow the music. Then we branch off a little bit because he went to a different borough. He went to Queens and I was still in Brooklyn. So from there, I started going to Boston. I was singing on songs. I sang at the college, couple shows at the college. I did well. I I started going and doing dub plate. So there's some studios, there's some hot spots in New York. I don't know if you're familiar with them, like Don One Studio, Roddy Studio. Roddy used to work at Don One, but he had his own studio. So like me, me street smart. So I realized when I go down one studio, you're not gonna get no dub because of the money where they big it them dub they want, like the pinchers and masters. So when you go Roddy Studio now, you look at era sound and now you get that money around this up. So you're dub. And then the dub here, and the song here, I sing, you just counteract it with a dub.
Nice,
So
nice, nice.
and it might be one wax machine and everything too. So we
Hmm.
used to go around already, but Roddy was the man who did it at King at Dan One.
Right, 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 right.
So I learned those things fast. So my name started really bit in the local Brooklyn area. Then
Hmm.
I started traveling to Boston, other town.
Hmm.
Then I met a producer up there who put me in touch with Tegaric Band,
Hmm.
which was in New York.
Hmm.
Now Tegaric Band is a well-renowned band. Glenn Washington was the drummer for Tegaric Band.
I know Glenn Washington. Hmm.
He was the drummer at the time when I met them.
See.
Couple of them guys who play in the band, they're all over the world. They're well known.
Hmm.
And they had just came back from tour with Big Mountain, then with China and Big Mountain.
Hmm.
Then Big Mountain had Baby I Love You Way to
Hmm.
hit you at the time.
Hmm.
And they were touring with Shiny, but the two bands were touring together.
Hmm.
So I came back, auditioned with them. I
Hmm.
started singing with the band. Me and Glenn was singing. We took, when the band back a show, we get to sing off a few songs
Hmm.
before the big artists them come on. And
Hmm.
we back everybody. Jimmy Cliff, people I used to grow up listening to like Carlin Davis, Harlan people, we back them. I work with all of them.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
That guy,
Master
Michael
Griffiths.
Spence. You remember Michael Spence?
Yeah, man.
So
I've been in
Michael
touch with
Spence,
him. I'm in touch with him,
yeah, Michael Spence was in our class, and all I remember with Michael Spence is if a man have two pen in a hand, a drumstick. What a man could have
Yeah.
make nice for the
Eh,
on the desk. That's all he was doing. Hey, I just interrupted you. You said
yeah.
Marcia Griffiths. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Master Griffiths, Percy Sledge.
Hmm.
Sometimes I sit down and me, I say, boy, we can't believe it. I remember one night, Colin Davis, we were back in Palm Hall,
Hmm.
Brooklyn College, and I was getting paid to do background vocals for Palm Hall. But
Hmm.
Colin Davis and Tommy Cowan walked in the room,
Hmm.
in the rehearsal room, and here we doing the background vocals, and I said, ask me, come over, meet me and ask me if I could do some background for you. To me say, yeah, man, what do you mean? But I was willing to do it for free. I felt proud to do it for free because I had so much respect for the work that she had put in at that time. And
Nice,
I grew up
nice.
listening to Carlin Davis.
Hmm.
I mean, I look at I listen to Carlin Davis. So I was able to work with them. I worked with Nadine Sutherland too.
Hmm.
So it's a long list. The Everlast, Jimmy Cliff, we're back to Jimmy Cliff already too.
Hmm.
Freddie McGregor. Most of the big Dennis Brown.
Hmm.
Yeah, man, me and my picture of me and Dennis when he hooked me up and cute and say, come you know. Very. But from there, so I was in the band for a while, and eventually, I think Glenn branched off, went
Hmm.
VP way,
Hmm.
and some people started cut left and cut right, and the band changed, and there was some management issues, and then the band name changed to Rough Stuff. But there's
Hmm.
Rough Cut, and there's Rough Stuff band.
Hmm.
But it was
I know them.
Tegaric band that turned into Rough Stuff.
Okay.
So, but we back a lot of, really big in New York, so, put it that way. And I started to kind of focus on my solo career.
Hmm.
Because I realized after a while, I said, well, I just to pay, I'm getting called to do all of the background vocals, but, I want called to do show, you know,
Hmm.
regular
To
show
do
with me
your
and go
own
there and
stuff.
perform. So, yeah, so I'll have my stuff that I write and I do covers too. When people ask me to sing for them, I mostly do covers. I keep my stuff for me.
Right.
That's what I did. So, I, I was in a group at one point too.
Hmm.
There was a little group at the studio. When ARP, remember when all them groups formed in Jamaica? Lost, ARP, TOK. They had a group in New York named Impact. That was our group.
Okay.
The band manager put that group together. It was a very good group.
Hmm.
But we signed to them and we see with some little shady thing going on and we didn't like the contract. We look at when we like I said, I had that big book, it said everything you need to know about the business. So
Right.
me
Right.
nobody no lawyer or not. Me did kind of well read.
Hmm.
So I pointed out certain things that I highlight. When they gave us the contract, I read it and I say, hey, that gotta go. When I see people put stuff like you grant us the irrevocable right to extend your contract term,
Hmm.
without your permit, no man, a slave contract that. You have to, that word in any for change, you know.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You know,
So you
it's
have to
really
get
funny because a lot of boy, you know, one of the industries where we, and when I say we, I mean people, and that is of all colors that got ripped off the most. It has to be the music, you know. But then
yeah,
you
man.
have to say, you know, when VP Records or one of them big people, when they invest in you, carry upon tour and everything, it's hard for them to know that you are going to be the guy that we're going to make them great.
Money back.
But it's amazing how none of them don't come back and says, you know something, because you we made so much money on you, we're gonna do right by you. You know, I don't mean catch up, but you know, they still abuse you again and again and
Yeah,
again.
man.
You know.
That will never happen. I've been in this business, and I could tell you, I don't know no label. Once they get you to sign on the line, and you if you want trick yourself, you have artists who will even trick them, tell themselves, okay, I'm gonna take that first bad contract and hope that once the contract ends,
Gets better.
my name boss now, so I can go elsewhere and do something. And when you realize, then you realize you learn about the gate, you learn about the gatekeeper's part
Right,
of
right,
the
right,
business
right.
now. So when you think of your name now, you were getting airplay before. But now when you come with good songs, still good songs, good quality songs, you realize no, you have to deal with gatekeepers and
Yeah,
everything,
yeah.
you know.
That's tough, 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 tough.
And I was lucky enough. I tell you this, when I did about 2002, I think it was, when I took up my career in my hand and I did my, like we used to call maxi single back then. They call it EP now. But we used to
Yep.
call it maxi single with our 4 or 5 cuts. I figured
How
out that
big
they
was
were
it? Was it as big as like a 12-inch?
not a regular CD.
Okay, okay.
CD to
I
have
keep
like
thinking.
5 songs, like 5 songs on it. You know, it's like a half an album. At the time, album used to be like 12, 14 songs.
Okay.
So I learned that there were companies like CD Baby that deal with independent artists. I came up with CD Baby. I was there from the start with them. When they came out, I was just learning how to do like websites and stuff. And I had my own website, shopping cart. I could sell my music directly. I didn't go through any of them. And CD Baby actually put my music in Virgin Megastore and all them stores.
Wow. It's really nice to hear when you speak so passionately about the music because in life we there's so much stuff going on. You have tax bills, you have mortgage for
Yeah, man.
pay, you have child support for pay, you have ticket for pay, all kind of things that go on. But
Yeah.
you know something, some good music, some good vibes sometimes can really change your outlook on life and
Yeah,
thing.
man.
You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Hey, I've
Yeah,
really enjoyed and vibing with you, man. This has been really really good. I'm looking forward to talking to Chuck, but this has been really really good, man.
yeah, man. Yeah, man. I spoke to him yesterday. I was even reminding him. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're
whenever
gonna
you're
do
ready,
we're
in the
gonna do a
vault.
thing, man. Yeah, yeah. But hey, man, I really appreciate you spending some time and taking some time to talk to me. I'm very very the depth of your music knowledge. I have to do something just on music. And I would
Yeah, the
like
only
to
bad
have
thing is
like a man like you, Chuck, and even Michael on one, just us talking and vibing. Because at the end of the day,
yeah, man.
it's what we're all about. It's
Yeah,
what we
man.
do outside of all the BS in this life. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Yes,
man. Yeah,
yes.
man. Stan, thank you very much, my brother. I really
Yes,
enjoyed
man.
this, man.
Salute.
Really enjoyed
Enough
this.
respect. Thanks for
Uh,
having me.
anytime, man. Anytime. Hey, what's the
My
temperature in New
pleasure.
York now?
Hmm?
What's the
The
temperature in New?
temperature? So yesterday was about 86, 87 degrees yesterday.
Okay, okay.
And today, right now, it's 71 degrees.
Don't worry yourself,
71
man.
right now.
Don't worry yourself.
Night
Turn
time.
on your fan. Turn on your fan. All
Yeah,
right,
man.
boss.
Yes, sir. Guidance and protection.
All right.